This is Homelink 511 of Everyday Math, comparing decimals. Ask your child to read the decimal numerals aloud. Encourage your child to use the following method. Number 1, read the whole part number. Number 2, say "and" for the decimal point. Number 3, read the digits after the decimal point as though they formed their own number. Number 4, say tenths, hundredths, or thousandths, depending on the placement of the right-hand digit. Encourage your child to exaggerate the "th" sound, so at the end of each of these, so that it's clearly different than tens. Tens, tenths, hundreds, hundredths, thousands, thousandths. It's important because this is just a fraction of a number. It's just a tiny piece of a one number. So for the first piece of this, we need to tell which is greater than or which is less than. So we always start on the left-hand side. These numbers are the same. We know there's a decimal point. We go to the next number. This number here is bigger, so I'm going to point the mouth to the bigger one, and I'm going to read 2 and 35 hundredths is less than 2 and 57 hundredths. So I said the "and." I read the digits after the decimal point, just like 57, 35 hundredths, and I put this piece on the end. Number 2. So I'm going to start here at the left side, and then I'm going to go over one, and I'm going to see which number is bigger. This number is definitely bigger because 8 is bigger than 0. I don't look at any of these numbers. Even though there are more numbers, it doesn't matter. This number is smaller than this number. So I'm going to point that to the smaller one, and I'm going to say 1 and 8 thousandths, because there's no tenths and there are no hundredths. So 1 and 8 thousandths is less than 1 and 8 tenths. Here is, let's see, start on to the left. This is bigger than this. So 0 and 64 hundredths is greater than 0 and 46 hundredths. This one, 0 is the same, and is the same, 9 is the same. Oh, I have a 0 here, but I don't have a 0 here. But I know that it doesn't matter. I can put many, many zeros after. It's the exact same number. So that equals. So 0 and 90 hundredths equals 0 and 9 tenths. And I know that 90 hundredths and 9 tenths is the same number. Now for this one, start right here. 4 is the same, 2 is the same, and is the same. 1 and 0, I know 1 is bigger than 0. 42 and 1/10 is greater than 42 and 9 hundredths. See, 7 is the same, and is the same. 0, 5 is bigger, so I'm going to go here. 7 and 7 and 98 thousandths is less than 7 and 542 thousandths. So when it goes out to this third place, it's thousandths. Number 7. See, 0 is the same, and is the same, 4 is the same. See, we've got a 0 here, nothing here, but I know that means 0. 0 here, still nothing, that means 0. This is the same number. So I know that 0 and 4 tenths equals 0 and 400 thousandths. Number 8. See, 0 is the same, and is the same, 2 is the same, 0 is less than 1. So I'm going to say 0 and 206 thousandths is less than 0 and 214 thousandths. Now, this one, I have to tell what it stands for. So for example, the 4 in 0 and 47 hundredths stands for 4 tenths, or 0.4. So I just have to say what the number stands for, what place value it stands for. and then say how much that number by itself is equal to. So, number 9. The 9 in 4 and 59 hundredths stands for 9 hundredths, because it's in the second place after the decimal point to the right. Hundredths. And if you're not sure how to spell it, you can just check right up here. It stands for 9 hundredths, or 0.09, and you've got to put this 0 in here. If you don't, it will just end up as 9 tenths. 10. The 3 in 3.62 stands for 3, well, it's the first number to the left of the decimal, so that's 3 ones. Or 3. That's what it stands for. Now we need to continue each number pattern. I'm going to look at this pattern. I notice it's 6 and 56 hundredths, 6 and 57 hundredths, 6 and 58 hundredths. So my pattern, 6 and 59 hundredths, 6 and 60 hundredths, 6 and 61 hundredths. If I take a look at this one, let's see, I have 0 and 73 hundredths, 0 and 83 hundredths, 0 and 93 hundredths. Well, this one's counting by tenths, but it goes all the way out to the hundredths place. On the next one, if I add a tenth, it's going to bring me up above 1. I'm going to say 1.1 and 3 hundredths, 1 and 13 hundredths, 1 and 23 hundredths. So I have to just change this number in the tenths place for this one. Now this one, I need to write the number that is 1/10 more. So again, I'm going to change the number that's in the tenths place. I'm going to make it go up. 4 and 3 tenths, I want 4 and 4 tenths. This one, 4 and 7 hundredths, so I just need to add 1/10 there. So that's going to be 4 and 17 hundredths. For this one, I need to write the number that is 1/10 less. So I'm just going to take away a 1 from the tenths place. So this is going to be 8, because this is 8 and 2 tenths, this is going to be 8 and 1/10. I just took 1/10 away. This, and just, again, I need to take 1/10 away. It's going to be 5. So this is 5 and 63 hundredths is going to be 5 and 53 hundredths. Then there's some extra subtraction problems to try on the back of the page, and please show your work. This is Homelink 511, comparing decimals.